Wikileaks founder Julian Assange may find himself on Swedish soil very soon, after losing his battle against extradition from Britain. There he'll have to answer for sexual misconduct charges, which he denies and describes as politically motivated. Let's now cross live to our RT's Laura Smith outside London's High Court. More on this. Laura, hi. So, what's next?
Well, he's certainly one step closer to the plane following today's proceedings. Of course, this appeal that he made to the High Court was rejected. That's the end of the road here at the High Court, and he now has to apply for permission to appeal to the Supreme Court, and it's the High Court that decides whether he will be granted that permission. He's got 14 days to do that. Now, permission will only be granted to go to the Supreme Court, the highest court in the land, if the case is deemed to be in the wider public interest. So if there are precedents that could be set by this case which could apply to other people. This seems more unlikely after today, particularly as the judge here rejected all 4 points of Assange's defence, which included the allegation that he wouldn't receive a fair trial in Sweden, and also that the Swedish prosecutor had no authority to issue this European arrest warrant. Now, following the decision, Julian Assange came out on the steps of the High Court to make a short statement. He said that he and his legal team would consider their next steps in the days ahead. He also warned that spin would be applied to what had happened here today, and that if people wanted to know what had actually happened, they should go to his website, Sweden versus Assange. And he also criticised the European arrest warrant. Let's hear what he had to say.
I have not been charged with any crime in any country. Despite this, the European Arrest Warrant is so restrictive that it prevents UK courts from considering the facts of a case, as judges have made clear here today.
And if this case does go to the Supreme Court, it appears likely that the European arrest warrant as a whole, the basis for the European arrest warrant, under which, of course, European citizens can be extradited to other countries with very little evidence being presented, and as Assange said himself, without the courts themselves being able to look at that evidence, will come under scrutiny. Of course, there are also many who still maintain that this case is entirely politically motivated, and indeed that if Assange is extradited to Sweden, he will go from there to the United States. And if indeed that is the case, then it looks like it's worked. Wikileaks, his life's work essentially, is under serious threat. They have a critical shortage of funding, and Assange himself has said that it may be forced to close in the new year.
All right, artist Laura Smith right there, live outside London's High Court. Many thanks indeed.